Good afternoon and my respectful pranams to everyone. Dear brothers and sisters and friends, the circumstances in which this message is being conveyed to you from the lap of Ma Ganga and from the foothills of mighty Himalayas and from the headquarter of millions of Gayatri Pariwar members here in Haridwar, Shantikunj. These circumstances are exceptional, they are not routine. They are not only historical, but they are equally precarious and unprecedented. We are right in the middle of a global pandemic and also in the middle of a never seen before travesty by the mankind. Everyone knows it. Everyone knows that the overall impact of the novel coronavirus infection had been colossal. In spite of the fact that we have got worldwide lockdown, travel restrictions are in place, and not only the nations but entire continents are closed. In spite of all those safety measures, the virus has already claimed the lives of 160,000 people and more than 2.6 million people are infected. Naturally and understandably, people are scared, nations are afraid, and humanity seems to be in crisis. No one knows how the future would look like. No one knows how the next month would look like. So in these turbulent times, in these critical moments, everyone should come together to provide a global, resolute, determined and staunch response to this calamity of extraordinary proportions. And when I talk about the response, there are many things that could be said and done, and many things have already been said and done. But one thing that I strongly would like to emphasize upon that Gurudev talked about is actually to bring our focus back to the humanity. These uncertain times, they are demanding from us that we should put our differences aside and fight this misfortune together as humanity, together as one race, together as one species, together as one religion, together as one family, and together as one civilization, because this is a crisis of entire humanity. It's not a problem of one person or one family or one nation or one religion. It's a collective calamity for humanity. It's everyone's problem. Thousands of people have lost their lives. There are many people who would never see their loved ones again. Their families are grieving, their friends are grieving, their loved ones are grieving. If everyone can come together to do something for them, if everyone can come together to bring happiness in their lives, the gods, the deities, the higher consciousness, the supreme consciousness that our religions and our scriptures have taught us to search for or live and die for or strive for, they are right there. They are right there in these suffering souls. And if we can wipe off the tears from their faces, if we can bring the smiles back to their faces, if we can do something to make them happy, and if we can bring the happiness and harmony in the lives of these people, then there could be no greater service than that for humanity. Gurudev said that the only religion that mankind requires is humanity. And if we read the Ramcharitmanas, which is the most popular epic of India, then Goswami Tulsidas ji defines dharma as parhit saras dharma nahi bhai, par pida na samadhamai. He says that the only religion is to do the service of the mankind, and these are the times to live and die for that religion, humanity. So let us do something for the people who are suffering, and also do something for those who are struggling in these critical times. Many people have lost their jobs, their businesses are gone. Many people are struggling because they don't know how their financial situation would look like. Their sources of livelihood are compromised. We all know that economy has taken a hard hit, and income of the people are harshly dropping. There are thousands of people who live only on something that in Hindi we call as dehadi, their daily income. So they don't know how and from where the food would come tomorrow. Let us do something for them too. This is the call of the hour, and this is the call of humanity, and we are proud to say, on behalf of entire Shantikunj, on behalf of entire Gayatri Pariwar, I take great pride in saying that millions of Gayatri Pariwar members and thousands of our centers ranging from America to Australia, India to Indonesia, they all came together to provide food, shelter, all the centers of Gayatri Pariwar in India, they have been providing food, shelter, necessary goods, not only to the essential workers, but also to the migrant workers, also to those who have lost their sources of livelihood. They have been relentlessly, non-stop working to provide help and support to them. And the stories that we have been hearing, they are so inspiring, so inspiring. So I take this opportunity to convey our utmost gratitude and kritagyata to every single Gayatri Parijan and all those non-government organizations, all those government organizations who have been working non-stop to make it happen. It just proved that our physical premises could be shut, but our hearts were open. They were never closed. And this incident proved that humanity is still intact. I know that these times are critical. Everyone is missing the way our life used to be before the virus hit us. Kids are missing going back to school. They are missing returning back to playing sports. People are missing meeting their friends, families, workplaces. And in these critical times, the call of the unity becomes even more important than ever before. There comes a very beautiful saying in Sanskrit, and it says, Ayam nijah paroveti. Ganana laguchet samudara charita namto Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. That for the small children, this may be right, that they can fight for this is mine and that is yours. But for the people who are matured, who have got the big heart, for them Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, entire planet is one single family. And we need to share the sentiment with the generations of tomorrow, because they would be running this world day after tomorrow. And what we need to do is that we need to do something for them, so that, like, they can take the message of living this life with positivity. They would be the one who would be taking this message, like, to take the world to a new podium tomorrow. And for those people and that generation, I would like to share what Gurudev, Pandit Shri Ram Sharma Acharya, those of you who would not know him, try imagining a person who for about half of his life lived in absolute solitude, and remaining half of the life he wrote relentlessly, prolifically and prophetically. He wrote more than 3,400 books on every single aspect of humanity, and he talked about 4 cornerstones of humanity on which the world of tomorrow needs to be built upon. And he talked about ekata, solidarity, samata, equality, mamata, compassion, and shuchita, sacredness. And what else could be a better message than to share that with everyone? We have to share the feelings of unity. This is the time that requires the solidarity more than ever, time that requires compassion more than ever, time that requires sacredness more than ever. And if those sentiments can be shared with everyone, then fibers of different faith can create one fabric of humanity, which is the only thing worth preserving if everything else has to be sacrificed. And I shall end by quoting what Gurudev said in 1980s in a book called Problems of Today and Solutions of Tomorrow. He wrote this in 1980s, but it seems like that he was talking exactly about the moments that we are living at present. So it seems that he had already seen what was going to happen, and every single word of what he wrote is so right for current world. He said that even if current times look dark and gloomy, and he was writing that in 1980s, he said even if current times look dark and gloomy, they should not bring fear and despair to us. Rather, we should embrace them like call of action. We should remember that this is the first time in the history of humanity where every single person of the planet has been called together to work as one single family. This is the first time when we have to discover new sets of collaboration between nations, sectors, societies, races, religion. And in spite of this darkness, we should embrace that there is an opportunity for us to work together as humanity. So I pass on this message to everyone. I convey my heartfelt thanks to all the Gayatri Parivar members. I convey our kritagyata, dhanyavad and sadhuvat to every single Parijan who had been working relentlessly in this critical time to bring happiness in the lives of those who deserve it most. May God bless us all. May Gayatri Mata Guru Satta bless us all. Pranams to everyone.
हमारे YouTube चैनल शांतिकुंज वीडियो गायत्री परिवार को सब्सक्राइब करें एवं बेल आइकन जरूर दबाएं ताकि गायत्री परिवार की विभिन्न गतिविधियों की जानकारी आपको मिलती रहे।